sports media. Today we're speaking about an inspiring moment from Caitlin Clark, Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Clark didn't just shine on the court, but she's also using her platform to address critical issues. In her own words, the more we can elevate Black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Today, we'll explore the impact of this powerful statement and how Caitlin is leveraging her influence to highlight and uplift Black women in sports and beyond. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and leave us a comment below. What do you think about Caitlin Clark's message and how athletes can continue to inspire positive change in their communities? And of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest content. Now let's jump into it. So first and foremost, what does it mean when Caitlin Clark says we need to elevate Black women? It's not just about basketball. It's about recognizing and understanding the contributions that players in the past, especially in the WNBA, have done for the players in the present. I love the fact that Caitlin understands her platform and she's using her influence to amplify voices that might have not been heard. And with her doing this, it brings a lot of equality to the sports world. When a player of her stature chooses to highlight and elevate other people, not only does it set a powerful example for athletes amongst all professional sport leagues, but it also sets an example for those in society. I mean, just think about the history of women's basketball. We've had pioneers like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, Maya Moore, Tamika Catchings, and even Asia Wilson today. The fact that they don't get as much notoriety or attention that Clark might have, and the fact that she's saying, hey, we also need to speak about these other great players in this league, which she said numerous amounts of times, by the way, for the record. The fact that she's doing this to go out of her way to give praise to someone else, it only highlights the type of person that she is. There's no false sense of humility. She is as down to earth as it can get, and she's just a real person for that. It also shows she's about making the game better for everyone else and moving forward, what the future of the WNBA will look like. On the court, the fact that this is going to tie in her legacy is just a wonderful piece of history, because we all know the wonderful records that she has, whether she's breaking the assist record in her rookie year, the youngest person to do it, whether she's a top 10 scorer in the WNBA, first team all WNBA finisher, breaking over 60 records in her rookie season. The fact that she's been able to do so much in just a small, finite amount of time, it speaks volumes about the type of person she is on the court, because she works really hard at doing these things. But it also highlights the fact that she's able to recognize her significance and her impact in other avenues as well. She's the person that's known in the legacy for raising the bar and setting the standards, especially now as the point guards move into the modern era of the WNBA. She's also doing the same thing when it comes to uplifting her fellow peers in the sport. And it just speaks volumes about the type of leader who she is and the type of leader she'll become in the future. So what sparked the quote was this: in a sport dominated by Black/African American players, white America has rallied around Caitlin Clark. The support looks mostly amazing, sometimes fanatical and territorial, sometimes racist. It seems that the Great White Hope Syndrome is at play again. And that was said by her teammate Temi Fagbenle. Going into the WNBA season, who a lot of people, such as Asia Wilson, also speaks about these types of privileges. She spoke about it when she said these words before with Kelsey Plum.
Us as Black women, Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say you're not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, obviously. But, like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a combo.
But Wilson also spoke about it here. Going into the WNBA season, Wilson, a two-time league champion and now a three-time WNBA MVP, told the Associated Press she thought Clark's race was a huge contributor to her popularity. It doesn't matter what we all do as Black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug, Wilson said. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is. And the fact that Caitlin understands that, hey, there is some type of enlarged microscope or privilege that she's getting because she is a different race than most of the players in the WNBA. It just puts everything into more perspective, and just on a more human note, she's empathizing with her fellow WNBA peers. she's sticking and aligning with her peers. It's awesome to see. And instead of being on the separate side and separating herself, she's actually including herself into the same group, which I love. I love that. So shout out to Caitlin again for being a real. If you haven't read this Time Magazine article, I would recommend that you do. Athlete of the Year. Shout out to you, Caitlin Clark. Leave your thoughts in the chat and let us know what you think.